all the great things you start in life starts inside your head. Everything you do starts with a thought, whatever it is. If you want to go to school, if you want to finish on work, if you want to work out, if you want to achieve something great, if you want to watch a movie, whatever, it all starts with a thought. You think about doing something before you do it. And I think when you go on semen retention and you go on this journey, it's important that you understand your brain, you understand your desires and the reason you start doing this and your actions. I think when you understand what makes a desire come up is so important, because that's, if you know that, you know a way how you can avoid it, but also how you can understand it better and just ignore it instead of, or no, what I'm trying to say is you can ignore it and think it's not there at all, or you ignore it by you acknowledge the fact that it's there and you don't act upon it. For example, I'm going to say a wild example, like for example, if you see a girl on the street, like if you're a guy and you have lustful thoughts and you see a girl on the street and you think she's beautiful, you can either ignore that there is no girl, like no, there's no girl, act all blindfolded, act like you're in a tunnel, have tunnel vision, or you can acknowledge the fact that there is a girl that you think is beautiful but don't have any lustful thoughts. These are two ways you can go about it. You can either ignore the whole fact at all, or you can acknowledge the fact but still chose to not act upon it. For example, if you acknowledge that you have a lustful thought, you are late at night in your bed and you have a lustful thought, you can either choose to think, no, I don't have this thought. Like, you will never understand your problem. You will never understand how you can control your desires. But if you understand, like, damn, I have a thought, what makes this thought come up? What makes me have this desire to do certain lustful things? If you really understand it in that way, you can control it. You can control lust, because once you understand it, that's really step one. You need to understand your desires before you can make any change. But I think if you are already at day 19, you probably already did this. But if you didn't do this, make sure you do this from now on. Because don't try to ignore your problems. When you start giving it this approach, you may find it harder to go on semen retention. But I think if you do it in this way, it's much better and the results will be much better. Because you need to learn how to control your brain and not just ignore certain parts, certain thoughts you have. Because when you do this, you are not creating a new person, you are simply ignoring certain parts of yourself. But if you reshape the certain habits that you have and that you want to change, you can become the person that you want to be. You can become the person that's not lustful, you can become the person that's disciplined, can control everything he has around him. And that's kind of what you want. I'm sorry that my lips look like this. It's because of the light and I just got out of the shower. But you need to understand, when you go on semen retention, it all starts inside your mind. Everything you do starts inside your mind. So what you need to do is control your mind, understand your desires, and don't act upon it. Like, I can't put it more simply. If you just know for a fact that you're gonna have these thoughts when you do certain things, you can choose to not do these things. Like, for example, I'm gonna say, this is an example that probably most of you guys have. This video is all about examples, but for example, social media. You guys know for a fact that one of the main triggers to having these lustful thoughts and doing these lustful things is social media. You can choose to completely delete social media. Delete all your accounts, don't go on social media at all. I've been there, I've done that, but listen to this. Listen to what I'm about to tell you guys. If you decide to delete social media, you are kind of running away from the problem. You know for a fact that you are literally saying lust is stronger than you, because you are running away from the problem. You know that lust is there and you're running from the problem. Many people online say that you need to run from lust, but I think it's kind of different. I think you need to just understand your brain and learn how to control it. You can choose to run from lust on social media, or you can know for a fact, okay, a certain lustful video can pop up. Be aware of that. Like, just be aware of it. Reset your feed, make sure that you don't have any lustful things. Of course, that's not really running from it. That's just like, why would you can be on social media for many reasons, but I think only seeing lustful girls and lustful thoughts, like, you don't benefit anything from that. So why would you have that? No reason at all. So just make sure you don't have that. Reset your feed if you got it. Just look up certain things that you like, enjoy, and make sure your For You page is all about that. But let's get back to the facts. When you don't run from it, and you know for a fact that it's going to pop up, and you just learn how to control it, like you're gonna see this video, and you're gonna have the thoughts from, damn, I'm having desires. What you can do is just take a moment. Don't just keep scrolling because maybe there's another video gonna pop up and you're just gonna fall back into that loop. What you need to do is just sit still, understand the problem, understand like, damn, okay, I'm getting certain desires from this, but don't act upon it. That's really the main key. Like, you can just gotta pause the video, think for a second, like think logically, maybe even step out of the room, grab a glass of water or whatever, like just get out there. Take a moment to just understand what your brain is going through, because if you're just gonna mindlessly keep scrolling, there's gonna pop up more videos like that and you're just gonna fall back into the loop. So make sure to just step out of that zone and just, understand your desires. That's kind of the whole point I'm trying to make. We are already at day 19, and day 19, we are so close, man. Tomorrow we will be at two-thirds of the whole challenge, and we're almost finished, man. We gotta keep going. I don't know if you're struggling right now. I don't know what you're going through. If you go through something and you think like, damn, I'm really struggling, I need some help, make sure to hit me up on IG. I will put my IG in the description and you can just message me on there. But you need to keep going. You need to keep going, man. We're almost there. Like, the challenge is almost completely over, man. That doesn't mean you need to relapse again, but that does mean that you prove yourself that you can do this. We are almost there. Make sure you don't fumble the bag and keep going, man. I don't got much more to say. If you still struggle, make sure to also check out the guide in the description. And further than that, make sure to check me out on IG. Hit me up if you need anything. Like, subscribe, comment, and have a nice day, man. Peace.